guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 7 kiddos. We have an 8th grader as our oldest, our incoming 8th grader. And let's see, 8th grader, 5th grader. This is what we're going to be going into. 2nd grader, 1st grader, pre-K-er, and then a 2 and a 1-year-old. So I was at the store yesterday, and all the school supplies are out pretty much. All the summer stuff has gone away, which is sad because it's like mid-July, but that's what happens every year. So really, summer is only like a month and a half if you think about it, because yeah, all the school stuff starts coming out. You have to get into that mindset. Now, homeschooling obviously can be a different story. I wanted to talk today about some changes or how we are going to approach our new year, and some changes that I kind of was thinking of and wanted to incorporate or wanted to work on for or just changes in general for the new year. So the first thing is our start date. So typically I will start like second week of August. I am going to start, I believe it's 2 days after Labor Day this year. So one of our kiddos' birthdays is the day after Labor Day. And so we are going to start the day after that. So that Wednesday. I am okay with that. When my kids were in preschool, private preschool, that was when we started. And so I always had like my older 2 or older 1, depending on which one was in preschool, would start in like beginning of August, and then I'd have a whole month, and then my pre-K-er would start after Labor Day. So we're going to start that. And my main reason for that, not only just to kind of, we have some things going on at the beginning of August anyway that are still like summer related. And so I wanted to still feel like it was summer, and I still wanted to kind of drag that summer out because it's summer activities that we're doing. So I wanted to make sure that we still felt like we were in summer. But one of my kids with math finished a little bit later. And so I wanted to give them the opportunity to not, just because they were going a little bit through summer, I still wanted them to have that good chunk. While we were on vacation, they did actually work on it in the car, and that's when the majority of it got finished. But I still wanted to kind of give them that bigger chunk of summer. So that is a main 2 reasons. But just because I can also, because as long as you track your progress each month and make sure they are on track, which is another thing I'm going to talk about in a second, you should be fine. So it is okay to start late. It is okay to start early. It is okay to do it year round. It is okay to do it however you want it, because you are in control, at least in Texas. Okay, doubling up on lessons. So if I know that we are going to be busy that week, which I mean, we're never not busy, but if we're going on vacation, if we're going somewhere, anywhere, or we're just going to be out of pocket for a couple days and we just have appointments or whatever, let's go ahead and double up on some lessons, and then I will feel better about it. So we're going to try that. The little kids, especially, their lessons are really short. And so even towards the end of last year, I was doubling up on things, and it was fine. And they didn't even notice, because I'd be like, okay, let's turn the page. Let's do the next page. And they didn't even notice, like it was totally another lesson. So doubling up and making sure that we get the lessons in, but knowing ahead of time, like, hey, this week or the beginning of this week, we need to go ahead and double up on these, on language arts, or double up on math, so that we get ahead, so that we don't get behind, if that makes sense. Writing out what days for extra subjects. So like I've said before, I am not a huge scheduler for homeschool. Anything else, yes, I am like OCD. But like I've said before, our home schedule, our life is just so crazy that I cannot have a strict homeschool schedule, and I am okay with that. As my kids get older, they know what they need to do and they do it. So, but the extra subjects, so like I say extra is like science, because we weren't too diligent about it this year. Science and history or any kind of electives or anything like that. I want to make sure that they get done, whether that is penciling them in on a certain day or saying this week we need to do this, and when we do it, we need to check the box, or we need to do it twice a week or whatever. I don't care what 2 days we do it, but we need to do it 2 days a week. So kind of having a little bit more of a schedule, but not, not hour to hour. I cannot do that. I will not do that. Having just an idea, a broad general idea of what days we need to do these extra things, and making sure that they get done, and actually physically having a checkbox that I can check, we've done that for this week. I think that's important, and I think that's why a lot of times the extra subjects just kind of like get pushed to the back burner, because I don't set aside that a specific day or, make sure that we get it done. I might say, yeah, we're going to do science Monday and Wednesday, and we don't get it done because either language arts took a long time. I have mentioned that language arts and math take precedent over anything. And so those two subjects, as long as those are done, if we are crazy busy, I just want those two things done. So that was my mentality, but I want to kind of switch that a little bit and make sure that the other subjects get done when we have a free minute, just as long as it gets done that week. Incorporating small events or celebrations into the year, the National Hot Dog Day or National Pizza Day or National, Bubble Day or whatever. Any of those things. I have done this before. I have written out all these fun things, and then I just forget, or I forget to get the, material, or I forget to look for it, or I forget. I want to make a big deal out of it. I want to do these fun things, and I want to stick with it. I've always had the idea to do them. I just sometimes forget, or I sometimes, we just get busy, and it just kind of gets, like I said, pushed to the back burner. So I want to make sure that we get these things done, and incorporate these little small things. If it's somebody's birthday, we can figure out something fun to do. Maybe they get to pick the meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Maybe we go get ice cream every time it's somebody's birthday. Maybe, we celebrate something. I mean, just anything we celebrate because we can. And I don't want it to be all textbook, because that's not what just school should be about in general, but that's definitely not what homeschool is. I have become very much more free-spirited, I guess you could say, when it comes to homeschooling and learning, and using other things besides textbooks for them to learn. And yes, the textbooks are important, and I want them to finish the textbooks, but I also think that learning in their environment is also important, and learning life skills is also important, things that textbooks can't necessarily teach you or won't teach you. So I've become a little bit more free-spirited in that way. When I first started, it was rigid, and I quickly learned that was not how I wanted my homeschool to go, and that's not how homeschool really should be. So that's that. Let's see. Organizing my time better. I mentioned in a video that I just did about procrastination, kind of, and being intentional as my key word kind of for the homeschool year, and procrastination going right along with that. So making sure that I organize my time. If I need to do a block schedule, which I try and do a very loose block schedule. I have mentioned that in other videos. I try to do just a broad block schedule and knowing kind of time frames of when I need things done, and doing more of a block-ish schedule. So just give me a broad range of 12 to 4, and this is what I need to get done in between the hours of 12 and 4. So making sure that my time is organized better, that I don't procrastinate, that I do what I say I'm going to do, and I have these, my schedule, my block schedule, my loose block schedule, and I have things that I can check off to make sure that these things get done. Another thing that I kind of wanted to dive into was dissection. Now, this would be for my oldest, but who doesn't need to do it yet. But I thought it would be really interesting. We started doing dissection in public school when I was in public school, in middle school. I don't remember what year it was, but I think it would be really interesting. Obviously, my little kids probably would find it fascinating, but I wouldn't want them to mess with it. So there is a website, I will link it, that I've gotten some stuff from before. It is called Home Science Tools, and they have dissection kits, and they have the specimens. They have all kinds of stuff that you can buy to do this at home, and it's very interesting. Now, you can, in our area, there are classes that you can go to do this. I'm just going to kind of feel it out. I just want to look and see that you can do something as small as like, a sheep's eyeball to like a baby pig. And so I didn't enjoy it when I did it in middle school, but as I got like in college, I remember doing that. And then I became a vet tech, and surgery just really fascinated me, and it was just really neat to watch. And so I think my kids would enjoy it, or at least, like I said, just find it fascinating or gross or whatever. So I'm just going to kind of see, but I'm going to look at that website and see what options I have. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I wanted to kind of throw that in there because I wanted to see, we're kind of getting at that point, at least with my oldest, that, that's something that we would be doing, or he would be doing in public school. And so it's about that time. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know how that works, or what I find or what I decide on that. Anyway, let me know down below if you guys have started yet. If you are starting late, like I said, I know a lot of private schools don't start till after Labor Day. So, it is what it is. I also feel like, for myself too, like I need to kind of regroup and make sure that I have everything. And I hate saying, okay, I'm going to start the second week of August, and then it takes me forever to get everything together, and then we're not ready at the second week of August, and then I'm scrambling because I said we were going to start on this day. So this gives me a little bit more time too to get things, because we have been so busy this summer. This has probably been our busiest summer to date as far as going places and doing things, and on the weekends, and just trips and everything. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns down below, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.